Okay, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation you Akim out there that push this word in truth and in sincerity. Hey, we're in the year of 2020, the year of prophecy. We constantly bringing out that we in the year of 2020, a constant reminder that we in the year of 2020, which is the year of prophecy. Why? Because all kind of prophecies are coming to pass. And one of these prophecies that's coming to pass is the shameful spewing that's been brought upon Esau, man, the so-called white man. He's being revealed on all levels. So he's trying to dodge his true nationality. He's trying to dodge who he truly is. You have such crackpots like Vocab Malone that's claiming claiming that the Edomites has been done away with, which is total bullshit. He can never bring out no scripture. He cannot bring out a particular date in history when the Edomite has been done away with. So that's bullshit. That's his hearsay. Because what he's doing is trying to maneuver the natural Gentiles in a place of position where they can receive some salvation, and it's not going to happen. Salvation is only for Israel. Esau, the so-called white man, is going to be done away with. Why? Because he is the wicked, and he was set up to be the wicked. You see, the Most High have a righteous seed and a wicked seed. And Esau is that wicked seed, Esau being the so-called white man. And you can't change that, man. That's why it says the Most High have loved Jacob. Jacob have I loved, and Esau have I hated, man. Why did the Most High hate Esau? Because he set him up to be the wicked, man. The Most High hate all wickedness. I'm going to pose this question to you wacky-tacky Christians. Whose inscription is on the dollar bill? What image is on the dollar bill? Who is in the power seat? Who run the UN? Who's sitting at the top of the banking industry? It's not the Rothschild sitting at the top of the banking industry, and they are so-called Amalek. Well, they're not so-called Amalek. They are Amalek, so-called Jews. They are Amalek, man. The top seed, the top family of Esau. The so-called white man is in his power seat ruling. This is his kingdom. But you wacky-tacky Christians can't seem to get that through your head. Because you're trying to save everybody. And when you look at a wacky-tacky Christian, the most bugged out wacky-tacky Christian is a nigger. Because when he walked past the camp and he see the sign, the first thing he says is, where's the white man on there? I don't see the white man. Because they want their master to be saved before they themselves be saved. That's that Stockholm Syndrome mentality that the 2/3 you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans carry with y'all, man. Sad but true. I'm not going to rant. I'm going to get into how Esau, the so-called white man, is going to be destroyed right along with you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans whose deeds surpass the deeds of the wicked. Now, how real is that, man? You Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, y'all are the saints of the Most High, and your deeds surpass the deeds of the wicked, man. Until this very day. Now, how real is that, man? This is Job, chapter 9, verse 24. And we all know these scriptures. We constantly going through these scriptures, man. To beat it in your heads, man. To beat it in your subconscious. To beat it in your brain. That the wicked is the so-called white man. Esau, Edom. Job 9:24. And it reads, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, Who runs society right now? Whose inscription is on the dollar bill? What military might is throughout the four corners of the earth? Is it not Esau, the so-called white man? He have total dominance over the four corners of the planet Earth, man. Do his banking industry and his military might, man. And his bullshit, wacky-tacky religion that you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans are caught up in, man. Whether you a Protestant, whether you a Catholic, a Jehovah's Witness, whether you a Muslim, Kemet, all that stems from Esau, the so-called white man. But you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are too dumb to realize that because you dumb. You don't know anything, man. Only you know is partying bullshit, smoking weed, gang banging, committing adultery, being homosexuals, being lesbian. That's all you know. As far as any truth, any righteousness, is far from you. That's why you're going to be destroyed. 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and the rest going to be destroyed right with your daddy, man. You're going to be destroyed right with your daddy, the father of lies, Esau, the devil. The spiritual, whether the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon, Satan, you're going to be destroyed right along with him. Because your deeds surpass his deeds. He is the wicked. Dig that. This is back in Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges. Now, when did that happen in history? During the time of the Renaissance period, man. When Esau went around, it's called iconoclasm. When Esau went around, Esau being the so-called white man, defacing and breaking the nose off all the images throughout Europe. But he didn't get all of them. Why? Because the Most High set it up that way, man. But he went around defacing the images, whitewashing images, and setting himself up as God, man, which is nothing other than white supremacy, man. That's history. Look up the icons of Russia. Look at the coat of arms of Spain. And it's going to bring out dark images, man. Show you that Esau is the wicked, man. He have covered the faces of the judges. And that's how he done it, man. Do iconoclasm, man. But you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, when you see a white man or a so-called white man, you see God and you bow down to him. That's why it was easy for that Edomite to come up in that black church and smite all you goddamn niggas, man. But that was judgment from the Most High. I'm not going to deviate off the topic because we getting into who is the wicked. And as soon as you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that's a part of the 2/3 club that's into plantation Christianity, that's into Renaissance Christianity, as soon as you see that, hey man, when you see that the so-called white man is the devil, you're going to repent and cry unto the Lord, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. The Most High is going to speedily deliver us out of this kingdom, man. But that's not going to happen because 2/3 is going to have their head stuck up the so-called white man's ass. All they smell is Edom shit. Bullshit. This is back in Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? What kingdom that ruled upon the earth besides Esau that set themselves up as God and painted themselves in the image of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, man? The only nation that did that was the nation of Edom, man. That's why it says, let me read it again. It says, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, if the ones that's ruling right now is not the devil and is not the wicked, if not, where and who is he? That's the Most High being facetious. Because if you look at it, we all know that who's ruling the society right now is the wicked, is Esau, Edom, and they in their power. See, this is their kingdom, and it's the wicked ass kingdom, and the Most High is set to destroy this kingdom. If you biblically look at all the kingdoms that rule on a biblical standpoint, all these nations that ruled that was wicked, the Most High did away with them, man. The Most High waited till their iniquity reached unto that point where he had enough, and he did away with them, man. And the same thing with Esau, the so-called white man. So it reads back in Job 9:24, it says, if not, where and who is he? If Esau, the so-called white man, is not the devil, then who is the devil? Where is he? The ones that's ruling is the physical counterparts of the spiritual demon Satan, and they doing this bidding. They are the sons of the wicked, and they doing the bidding of Satan. Ultimately, they doing the bidding of the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, but on the left-hand side, man. Because the Most High controls everything. The dual nature of Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, man. Let's get that straight. Let's get that straight, man. The dual nature of Yahweh, Yahweh Shah. He controls everything, both sides of the spectrum. So he's the ultimate puppet master. And he's controlling Satan, while Satan is controlling these Edomites. Ultimately, the Most High is controlling everything. You understand? Are you comprehending? That's why the Most High, that's why Job said in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Why? Because the Most High is giving, hey man, Daniel 4:17. I'm going to get that real quick because the Most High deals, man. You people have not a clue. The Most High set up who he want to set up, man. And he sets bounds that neither nation that he set up can pass, man. I'm gonna get that too. This is Daniel chapter 4 verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers. Who are the watchers? The angels, man. And the demand by the word of the holy ones. The holy ones are the Israelites, the prophets that's out there pushing the word of the Most High. To the intent that the living may know that the Most High Yahweh ruleth in the kingdom of men and give it to whomsoever he will, and set up over it the basis of men. Now Esau is the most basest, vile man. That word base means low. Because before the Most High put him into power, he was in the caves grunting, eating out of his mother's skull, picking lice off his relatives and eating it, man. That's how base this devil is, man. But the Most High rose him up to power. Daniel 4:17. The Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. There's another one in Psalms. I think it's Psalm 75. Promotion come from the Most High. Promotion come from the Lord Yahweh, man. Real quick to make just to fact check that. Let me get that real quick to see if I'm right. It says, or it could be in 76. Let me just make sure. Psalms 75 verse 6. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. Verse 7. But the Most High Yahweh is the judge. He putteth up one, well, it's like he putteth down one and setteth up another, man. Plain and simple, the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. He set up one nation and bring down another nation, man. He bring down one nation and set up another nation, man. He brought down, during the time of the dark, he brought down Jacob and rose up Esau. Now Esau's in his power seat, which we in right now we're in a Renaissance era of Esau's rulership. Esau is soon to be taken out of his rulership pursuant to 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, the 7th through the 9th verse. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is that which followeth, man. So back to Psalms chapter 75, verse 6. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. Verse 7. But the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. Verse 8. In the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poureth it out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth, shall wring them out and drink thereof. Who's the wicked of the earth? Esau, the so-called white man. Right along 2/3 you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans that's farther behind Esau, the so-called white man. And how you gonna wring out the dregs of it? Through thermal nuclear destruction, concentrated fire from them chariots. The ultimate death we was bringing out, one of the most craziest deaths a man can experience is famine, dying from starvation. And that's going to happen, man. You understand what the scriptures is saying. You people have not a clue. It was coming down the pipe. Was about to pop off. Because it's coming. Death and destruction is coming. It's going to come by the way. It's going to come by the hands of Esau the wicked. That's why King David said in Psalm 17-13, "Arise, O Lord, depart. Disappoint him." Who? The international bankers. Deliver me from the wicked, which is thy sword. Esau is the Most High's whipping stick. Deliver me from the wicked. Is not Esau considered the wicked? I brought out Job 9-24. I'm bringing out how the Most High set Esau up in the power to bring him down. You people have not a clue what's going on, man. You have not a clue. You have not a clue, man. This is Micah chapter 1 verse 4. More proof that the wicked is Esau, the so-called white man. It says, matter of fact, I'm going to start at the first verse. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at the second. I'm going to start at the top, man. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Why shouldn't Jake say that? Because they don't understand why we in the situation we in, why we in the predicament we in. Because we are our forefathers coming back in the reincarnation, and you can receive that, and we sinned against the Most High. And that's why we on this earth serving out our punishment, man. For sinning against the Lord Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah. That's why Esau and all these other nations are above us, and they look down on us, man. But soon, it's going to be a reversal, man. The Most High is going to change all of that, man. But right now, pursuant to Baruch chapter 3, verse 8, we yet this day in our captivity, man. And that's why all these other nations look down upon us, namely Esau. Then you got Ishmael, claim to be cool with Jake, but yet they popping their women behind their back, man. Then you got Moab selling us, I don't eat that shit, man, but you got Moab selling Chinese food, but doing all kind of manner of wickedness and defiling the food, man. And Jake is lined up to eat that, man. But these are our enemies, pursuant to Psalms the 83rd chapter. These are our enemies, man. The ultimate wicked is Esau, the so-called white man. But you got 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans that wholeheartedly follow behind this devil, man. And therefore, your deeds surpass the deeds of the wicked, man. Damn. It's crazy. This is the proof that Esau is the devil. Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of the Lord, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Because of the situation we in, man. If the Lord loved me, why I'm going through all the problems I'm going through? Why I'm constantly at odds with my woman? Why can't I find a job? Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? Why is I'm always at the bottom? Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? Because we under curses, man. Pursuant to Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter, man. The 15th verse on down, man. We under the curses, man. Why we sinned against the Most High? So it reads, I have loved you, back in Malachi 1 and verse 2. I have loved you, saith the Lord Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord Yahweh? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau. Because Esau, the so-called white man, this is talking about hate right now. This is the Lord Yahweh speaking. He's about how he hate Esau, the so-called white man. Because they were set up as the wicked, man. This whole movie that the Most High got, he's the ultimate director. The whole movie is based upon Jacob and Esau. You Negroes, Hispanic Native Americans, and Esau, the Edomites, man. The so-called white man. This whole movie is based upon them. The Most High love you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. But you can't see that, though. Because when a father loves his son, he chastised them when they go off. Do you see Esau, the so-called white man, getting chastised? He's in his power seat. The Most High let him commit all kind of wickedness till his wickedness reached to the point where the Most High said, you know what? I'm through with this shit, man. And take him out of his power seat. And that's what's coming, man. That's what's coming. It says, I hated Esau and laid his mountain. That word mountain represent government. His governments. Because right now Esau is in control of the EU, all the European nations. His governments. He said, I have hated Esau and laid his mountains, which represent governments, and his heritage, his kingdom, waste. And what's going to waste this kingdom? Thermonuclear destruction. That's what the Most High said. He created the waster to destroy. That's what's going to lay this land waste. ICBM, nuclear missiles, hypersonic nuclear missiles, supersonic nuclear missiles. That's going to destroy this land and lay it waste, man. You can't get around it, man. It says, and his heritage waste. I'm reading from the top. I hated Esau, Malachi chapter 1, verse 2. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains, his governments, and his heritage, his kingdom, and all his nephews and brothers and his whole heritage waste. What's going to do that? Thermonuclear destruction for the dragons of the wilderness. And that's why it says that America is going to be a land filled with dragons and desert creatures, man. It's not going to be inhabited anymore from generation to generation. Why? Because the Most High said so, man. Why? Because he's going to destroy this land. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah has not been inhabited to this very day, this is going to be the same thing that's going to happen to America. Verse 4. Whereas Edom, the so-called white man, saith, we are impoverished, going back to the Dark Ages, when Esau was enslaved for 1,000 years under Jake. But we will return and build the desolate places. And that happened during the time of the late 1300s, early 1400s, with the Bougers, Cristobal Colon, with the Cristobal Colon, and also the what you call these guys again? Damn, it skipped my mind real quick. These conquistadors, man. So it says, whereas Edom saith, back in Malachi chapter 1, verse 4, whereas Edom saith, we are in profit, but we will return and build the desolate places, build their cities back up, build their kingdom back up. This is the ancient Roman Empire coming back in the reincarnation, man. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. How the Most High is going to throw this country down? By thermonuclear destruction. That's how the Most High is going to destroy Esau's kingdom, man. You can't get around that. And they shall call them the border of wickedness. Because whenever Esau, the so-called white man, set up a kingdom or a city, you better believe all kind of manner of wickedness is going to be in that land. Bestiality, homosexuality, lesbianism, pedophilism, all manner of wickedness, man, is going to be in that land, man. Because they are the wicked. It says, but I will throw down, and they shall be called, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, have indignation forever. That word indignation means righteous anger. And the Most High was going to destroy them because they had been set up to be destroyed. They are the son of perdition, the son of destruction. The Most High is setting them up to be destroyed, man. You can't get around this, man. You can't get around it. Vocab. This is First Maccabees, more proof that Esau, the so-called white man, is the wicked. First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 7. So Alexander the Greek, or Alexander the Great, as you people call him, but we call him Alexander the Greek, or Alexander the Greek. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants, which was his 4 generals, Lacedaemon, Ptolemy, Cassandra, and Seleucus. And his servants bear rule, every one in his stead. We're in this place, Salakia. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. Because why? The land was parted. His kingdom was parted. Ptolemy took Egypt, Seleucus took Asia, so forth and so on, man. And that's exactly how they parted their kingdom. They put crowns upon themselves, man, many years. So it says, and after his death, First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 9, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, so that they sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth, man. When the Greeks took over, when the Greeks took down the Medo-Persian Empire, and they set themselves up as the new ruling power, man, evils multiplied throughout the 4 corners of the earth, the known earth at that time, man. Why? Because Esau was ruling. It's not Esau, the so-called white man, the wicked. This is more proof, man. First Maccabees 1 chapter 7 on down, man, proves that the Esau, when they came into power, evils multiplied upon the earth, man. You can't get around that, man. There's no getting around that. That's facts. It says, verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root. Antiochus surname Epiphanes, a wicked root. And going into that history is going into how the Israelites was Hellenized, man, under the kingdom of the Greeks, man. But I'm not going to get into that. I just want to bring out that a wicked root came out of that line, man. Antiochus, man, or Antiochus. And he bare rule in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks, man. Let me read to make sure to fact check that. It says, yeah. It says, I'm gonna read it to fact check it. And First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 10, and there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, son of Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been an hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks, man. Proving that they had a long rulership and there was none but wickedness throughout the generations of these Edomites ruling, man. But guess what? I'm going to get this in Job real quick and I'm going to close it out. Because I don't want to make this too long. This is the book of Job. Real quick, let me go back to Job. But guess what? Esau had the kingdom of the Greeks, the Romans, now in the Renaissance. See, he had a little essential time to rule. The Most High showed you favor. Though favor was shown to the wicked, yet but they're not learning righteousness, man. So you were showing favor, man. Because you ruled during the kingdom of the Greeks, the Romans, now you're in the Renaissance period, man. And you still committing wickedness, man. Showing that you are the wicked, man. You can't get right, man. No matter what you do, you can't get right, you rat bastards. Hey, man, the Most High set kingdoms up, man, pursuant to Daniel 4:17. And he also set bounds. This is, let me just find this real quick. Bear with me. 16 and 14, let me see. Bear with me real quick. Just hold on real quick, brothers. Baba Kushah. Bear with me. But in the book of Job speaks of how the Most High set up bounds whereas Esau cannot pass, man. And that's just facts, man. The Most High set bounds where these devils cannot pass. That's why throughout the history of this earth, you had kingdoms rose up. The Syrian Empire, they had their time to rule. The Most High set a bound where they couldn't pass that boundary. Then rose up the then after the Syrian Empire, rose up the Babylonian Empire. They ruled for 70 years. They rose up the Medo-Persian Empire. And after a certain period of time, the Greeks rose up into power. Then the Greeks was emerged with the Greco-Roman Empire. The Romans rose up. And after a certain period of time, guess what? The Most High did away with the Edomite Roman Empire, and they became the Byzantine Empire where Jake was ruling, man. Hence now, after that, the Most High set bounds. After 1,000 years, Esau will be loose from his prison, and now he's ruling now for a season. And we're at the end of that season, you rat bastard. I got it right here. This is spirit. Job 14, verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Because the Most High, Yahweh, while Yahweh shall set a time where you're going to come back into power and rule. And after a certain period of time, you're going to be taken out of power, man. So there are bounds you cannot pass. And we're approaching them bounds. Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 7 to 9, man. Esau is the end of the world. The end of them bounds, and Jacob is that which followeth, man. You can't get around that. And this is your end result, man. This is going to be the end of you devils, man. It's Obadiah chapter 1, verse 18. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 18. And it reads, and the house of Jacob, which are you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, started with the elect, shall be a fire, and the house of Jacob a flame. Took my Esau, Slakia. Wow, slip of tongue. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, which is the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And the house of Joseph, started with Ephraim on down to Issachar, a flame. and the house of Esau for stubble. The so-called white man for stubble. That's your ass, Mr. White Man. That's your ass, Edom, Mr. Red Man. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, because after 1,000 years of hardcore, brutal slavery, you're going to be gathered together and burnt up and eviscerated, and you're going to become extinct. It says, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall be not any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh have spoken it. Bottom line, man. Shalom.